Okay, Frank, I've got your 1686 power supply on the bench. And here is probably why the voltage is way out and you can't adjust it to anything beyond 11.5 volts. And as I was looking right here, it's the wiper for this variable resistor. And I think it is, what, VR5, yeah. So, and there's another one over here too, and it's starting to come off. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace those for you. If you still want me to do this, I'll give you a call and I'll let you know what the damages are probably going to be or how close it's going to be. Anyway, so that's why, after I've got it all apart, yeah, you've got some issues in there, man. Anyway, we'll conclude this video a little bit later. Okay there, Frank, one more thing. I'm going to go ahead and replace these capacitors while I'm in here after talking to you on the telephone. Just go ahead and replace the VRs as needed. That's what I'll do. All right, Frank. Okay, Frank, we're just getting her back together here. I know you were really happy to hear that I could repair it, and I thank you for the offer that if I couldn't get it fixed, you'd give it to me, but I couldn't do that. I mean, that would be just really bad. Say, oh, I couldn't fix it. Yeah, right. Okay, now, just to see if I can show you here. I've got the new little trimmer cap installed there. I replaced all of the capacitors, as we talked about on the telephone. It was a really good thing we did, man. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll try and hold it up, see if it'll focus. Right here on the negative lead, there's some corrosion. It looks like it's starting to leak. And the same thing on this 470 cap. It was leaking there a little bit too. Don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, sort of, kind of. But this other, the little 47 guy, no, he looks fine, and he actually tested fine too. Both of these, they didn't test out so good. But anyway, we're just getting all the screws put back in her. And we'll give her a test. I've already gone ahead and kind of lined up the voltages and realigned the meter. The one thing that I did notice, though, is that when we get to 13.8 volts, Frank, on the meter here, when we get to 13.8 volts, it's just a little bit over from the potentiometer compared to the multimeter. Now the multimeter, as far as the calibration instructions were concerned, it's dead on, but the meter's just a little off. They're cheap meters, so it's supposed to be within 3 to 5%, and yeah, it's close. So I'll show you when you come pick it up. It's really not that critical, just so you know where the 13.8 volts is. And you can always, it's not that critical for running CB radios. I know guys that run their CB radios at 14.5 volts, and I can't figure out why yet. I think it's really silly. So, you know, 13.8, 14 volts, hey, you're good to go. So I'll just sit here and I'll finish up the rest of the putting her together here for you. A little tight on the cabling, and this guy wants to go underneath and in. There we go. Okay. So like I said, it wasn't a really hard repair, but I wish you would have gone to replace all the trimmers, because the trimmers that are in here are just really cheap trimmers. I mean, they fall apart just looking at them. Oh, which reminds me, let me show you that one trimmer that I took out. It was, it's all in parts. As I showed you, that I found the wiper at the bottom of the case. It's just floating around. So there you go. I don't know if you can see those very well. Let me put them in my other hand. I can tip them up a little bit, but there you go. That's the old trimmer parts. Just came apart. Apparently somebody was in there, and that's the only thing I can figure out. Or try to make the adjustment themselves and push too hard with the adjustment tool and actually just push the wiper right off. And I've seen that happen before. It's not uncommon for a guy with 10 thumbs to do that. Yeah, or what I call gorilla fingers. And a lot of guys do have gorilla fingers. And working on this stuff, I mean, you can't have gorilla fingers. You just can't. You'll wind up breaking your stuff. And I can't quite seem to get this screw in here. So let's try a different approach. Okay, here we go. What the Jorge over here? There we go. Oh, too far. Okay, like I said before, I've already calibrated it, and I burn up my 2 ohm 150 watt resistor doing it too. Well, I didn't burn it up, but she got pretty damn hot. It took me a bit to get it right on, but the over voltage comes right on, so yeah, we don't want that on there too far. It'll scrape the, yeah, and there we go. Okay, so we've got that all together. And we'll plug it in here in a few minutes, and I'll show you what we got. Oh, there's the rest of my screws. Okay, so those are on, those are on. Make sure those are tight. Okay, so here we go. Fix this wiring. I don't like that. It rubs right up against that metal. I don't like that. Damn hand. It sucks to get old, Frank. Okay. That's Mobetta. Let's get our case screws out. We'll get these in. I tell you what, this is going to take me a few minutes, and you know, I don't know, you want to watch me put screws in a case. It's not a lot of fun, so I'll be back in a minute or two or three. Okay, Frank, so here we go. Got the lid back up on it. Got the meter connected to it. And let's see what we got for some voltages here. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the meter here or not. We'll get her at 13.8 on this meter here. And it's pretty sensitive. I cleaned the pot too because it was a bit dirty. It would jump around a lot. Now it's pretty smooth. So there you go, 13.8 volts. And as you can see, it's just a little past the 13.8 volts, but not much. I wouldn't complain a lot. And you know, this is a really nice supply. It's a linear supply. Big old chunk of iron in it, man. I like these a lot better than I do the linears. But there you go, brother. And as you know, you'll be by here sometime this afternoon to pick her up. Anyway, thanks, Frank. Sure appreciate the work. And we'll see you when you get here. All right, so that concludes the repair of the 1686 DC power supply by B&K Precision that hasn't been made since 2002. Bye now. Hope you all enjoyed.